In this video, we're going to go over marketing and lead generation. I'm going to show you how you can understand it in a way that makes sense to you. All right, let's go. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over marketing and lead generation. I'm going to show you how to understand it, and I want to break it down into to analogies. I'm a Pisces, so we're using fish. That's not why I'm using fish because we understand the concept of fishing, right? Here we go. So we got to do some housekeeping, right? We got to set the mindset. We need to uh, we need to set the proper mindset in order for us to understand how we can apply these things to our business, right? So I'm big on implementation, but in order to implement, we need to understand why we're implementing. We need to understand those concepts, the high level overview of things, right? So here we go. Branding versus marketing. There's a difference between the two. A lot of times, and you'll hear me say, a lot of times people, you see them out there dancing, they're making these posts and they're doing all this stuff, right? And it's like, what are you doing? I'm generating business, right? And that's all right, but branding and marketing are two different things, right? And I like this slide because it shows you the difference between the two, right? It helps you define. So branding is why. Like, why would I do business with you? I'm going to do business with you because I like you, Jerome. I'm going to do business with somebody else because I don't like Jerome. Those are brandings, right? I don't like Jerome's delivery style, so I'm going to do it with somebody else. That is branding. My delivery style is serious, right? That's an example of my branding, right? Branding is loyalty. Oh, you know what? Jerome always provides value, so I'm going to be there with him. I like his company. I like his brand. I like the people he worked with. Right. Another example, trajectory. Branding defines your trajectory. Like, where are you going? Where are you headed? Right. The vision, the company vision. Uh, Branding is being and existing. Right. So, and then branding is unpredictable. Next, this is my favorite over here, right? Because like, how can we get into the stuff that matters, which is the the marketing, right? It's the how. How are you going to do this? How are you going to employ these strategies? How are you going to? What are you going to do? You're going to do Facebook ads, advertising. You can do organic. What are you going to do? Next, marketing it generates response, right? So the purpose of all of us in doing these things out there on social media and what it is that we're doing is we want a response, right? We want a response to something. So and then like we struggle, right? We have analysis paralysis. I've realized that a lot of people struggle with actually getting things done, and that's why we have issues with marketing. Marketing is doing, it's actually doing something. And two distinct things on the screen, like branding is a little bit unpredictable, right? You can cultivate your branding to a certain degree, but it's unpredictable. Well, with marketing, it is very predictable. It's numbers, data, statistics, facts, right? If I send out 100 pieces of mail, I'm going to get 3 responses, right? That's what marketing can do for you. So, marketing implementation, that's the basis of everything that we do here. It's like, how can we get this stuff implemented into our business? Marketing is the process or activity of getting prospects interested in your brand, company, product, or service, right? That's marketing. We just talked about that a little bit. And then implementation. Implementation is the process of putting a decision into effect. It is the execution, it's the doing, right? I have it right there in red because it's so important, right? You can understand marketing all you want, but it won't work until we get out there and actually do something. These are like if you are a student or you have access to the companion guide, which are the slides, you will be able to click on these slides to access these different resources. So we got personal versus business pages, made in Facebook ads, creating a Facebook ad, Instagram for real estate. These are all trainings that you can access when you click on the slides. Even more trainings, we got even more trainings. So video marketing, easy video marketing. These are even more trainings for you to access. So next, I have a course I'm very proud of. This is the very first course that I developed. It is social media for real estate. If you want to learn how to use social media for your business, you can go and purchase this course. You see it at the link below. Or if you're a student or a client, all you have to do is click on this link and it'll take you directly to it. Then lastly, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you over there as well. These are some tips for you to get the most out of this training. Make sure you utilize screenshots, the recording and the slides. The slides will be available to members and clients. All you have to do is access your resource portal. They'll be right there. They'll be available. In my presentations, I do look. I want you to learn how to do this stuff, right? You understand what to do, you understand why you should do it, but it's like, all right, how can we do this? Sometimes we need support and implementation. Sometimes we need accountability and guidance. Our slides, my slides, provides some resources for you. So anytime you see this little link icon, you can click on that link, right? So if I were to click on here, this would take me to a screenshot software that I recommend that you use. So look for these slides, these links throughout the slides. Those are resources for you. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. This is a quote attributed to Benjamin Franklin. I really love this quote because it emphasizes the importance of making sure you're involved if you want to learn something. These are more links. This is a speed hack that I like you to utilize, right? If you want to learn faster, you can click on that link. And then I just reiterate, make sure you're engaged and involved. Next, I want you to understand that you can't learn everything overnight. You can't learn everything within 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You can't learn everything within 1 hour, right? So have a realistic expectation, have a realistic understanding, right? Don't only watch this presentation or where you're learning from, not just me. Don't only watch it one time. It takes multiple times for us to consume and learn things, right? So can't learn everything in an hour. Let's set the expectations. You should don't have the expectation that you're going to learn everything here within an hour. Watch this over, right? Watch it several times. These are YouTube trainings. These trainings help you all as well, right? In addition to what you're learning here today, we help you implement so you can start doing what's important to your business, right? The bottom line is no matter what we know, we still got to get out there and take action. We still got to go out there, employ, implement, right? Take action. So this is you can click on this link if you're a client. If you are not a client, you can just scan that QR code and it'll take you over to the YouTube with more training. Next, this is an implementation, another implementation resource. If you have questions or you need guidance, just join the Facebook community, and I'm there to help you, as well as other members will be there to help you with any questions that you have. Next, this is our ultimate real estate goal planner. This is a planner that we've come up with for you to utilize in your business. I realize working with thousands of agents that a lot of times they don't have their goals correct, right? So this planner is to help you get clarity on your goals and what you want to achieve. And actually what we can do here is I can take you through. If you click on this link, if you're a client, you can click on this link. It'll take you right out to the planner. So this is what the planner looks like. It's about 240 pages. These are some of the things within that planner. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. So we got the table of contents that's showing you what's in here. We have the action. We got the how to use this planner. Extra resources are in there. Yearly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, extra resources, daily goals, expense tracker, billing and subscriptions, future expenses, business vision, income streams, business processes, password tracker, new products, meeting notes, project deadlines, goal lines, business tools, and more. There is so much here. We even have a fun zone that I'm really proud of. I'm going to show you in a little bit. So this is the planner. You can kind of go through here. Let's see. We can. All right. So. All right, I'm going to take a 30-second break. I'm trying to bring it up in the page format for you. We're going to take a 30-second break, and then we'll be right back. All right, so here's the planner, and let me show you in a page format. So there's the 2-page view. This is what it looks like. And I can show you what's in here, right? So there we go. We got this stuff going on in here. It doesn't look like this. When you order the physical copy, it looks different. So this is just what it looks like. And I want to show you the everything here. Let me show you the fun zone. Let's go down to the fun zone. So we even included some fun inside this planner for you, right? We got some things like this, some Sudoku. You can only, yeah, if of course, if you order the physical, you can get this, but we got Sudoku in there. We got some mazes. You see the maze over here. We've got some word puzzles, word search. We add a little fun in there for you. So if you're interested in that, all you got to do is cover the shipping. It's about $16.95 right now, and we'll send you this in addition to all of the other items that you see on that page. All right. So there we go. That's the planner. If you are a client or a member, you can click on this link. It'll take you directly to the electronic version. All right, next, social media stats, something I like to emphasize. You're going to want to screenshot this particular slide. The number one lead generation tool for realtors is social media. That comes directly from National Association of Realtors. So if you're not using social media, you are missing out. At number two, I'm huge on video marketing. Users share video 12 times more than any other type of content. So get out there, and if you're afraid to be on video, we have a ton of resources that help you get over video too. And more specifically, we're coming up with a challenge that will help you get over video too. If you're interested in that challenge, all you have to do is visit remarketingchallenge.com. These are more stats. 85% of buyers and sellers prefer video, but less than 40% of agents are using video. And I've deducted from my own research that less than 10% are using video consistently, right? Keep that in mind. Imperfect consistency beats perfect inconsistency every time. That's one of my favorite quotes. What's more important than you getting things perfect is you understanding that it's much more important to be consistent. And again, there's that social media course. If you want to learn social media to generate leads in business, all you have to do is scan that QR code or visit the link. Visit the link or click the button. With that, how to understand marketing and lead generation, right? That is my entire purpose for you today, because we know why marketing matters. We understand what marketing is, and but something we kind of struggle with is the implementation of marketing. So I want to give a high level overview, and I want to give you a clearer understanding so you can understand the importance of implementing that marketing into your business. So you're going to learn about lead generation 101, very basic level. We're going to start. I'm going to help you understand marketing concepts, and we're going to use analogies to help you understand how marketing works and how you need to be using marketing in your business. Right. So I'm using fish as the analogy. And you ever hear that quote? They say, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, but you teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. That is my purpose, to help you. I want to feed you I want you to be able to feed yourself, right? I want you to go out there and be able to get your own leads and fish for your own fish, right? I want you to get out there and get your own fish. So, and I run a marketing agency, and sometimes some people don't want to gather their own leads. And if you're not, just, we're more than happy to put together a lead generation campaign or a service for you if that's something you're not interested in. All right, so there we go. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime, right? All right, so why would we apply these things to our business, right? I want to set proper expectations, right? So we need to understand that we're not going to get things right the first time all of the time. However, it is ideal that we have the proper training so we can get close to as right as possible, right? Next, by learning this, understanding these concepts and understanding how to fish, right? We make it so we're dependent on ourselves to generate business and generate leads, right? You don't have to go out there and depend on someone else. right? You can go out and generate your leads anytime you want. They say, Jerome, why? What? I was just recently having a conversation, and it was an old friend, and he's like, you know what? Like, why aren't you doing any lead generation for real estate right now? And I was like, actually, I am. And I was like, you just don't see it because one, you're not my ideal client, and then two, I said I'm not doing it very hard because I can kick up my leads anytime I want to because I have that ability, right? And I'm just working on some other projects right now. When I'm ready to kick it up, when I'm ready to turn on the faucet, as they say, I can turn that faucet on. But at any time, I'm able to turn on the faucet and generate leads for myself, right? So I want you to be able to do that as well. Next, I want you to understand, I'm going to make this as easy as possible, but something we have to understand about this business is that it is not an easy business, right? This business is very rewarding, but it is not easy. There we go. It's not easy, but it's worth it. So our purpose, right? I want you to have a simple way to understand like advertising. I want you to have a simple way to understand lead generation and marketing. I also want to clarify technobabble, right? And technobabble is like what, like it's the technical talk, right? It's the technical talk. What does that mean? What is a lead? What does lead generate? What do those things mean, right? So I'm going to help you understand these things in a very simple way. I want to eliminate confusion, right? Marketing can seem confusing. The tech can seem confusing. This stuff can seem confusing and overwhelming. We're going to oversimplify marketing. All right, so here we go. See this picture? That's a picture of you, right? Or any confused real estate professional. This used to be me. I used to be very confused. Like, what am I doing, right? When I entered the space, I was a tech professional and I was doing stuff and I didn't really understand why and how I was doing things. Things were successful, but I couldn't figure out, like, why is this successful? Why did this fail, right? This was me. Understanding, right? We're fishing. We got a bait. We got a hook right there. We got some fish over there. We got a fishing rod right there. There's the hook again. Empty hook. That's you. That's me. There, we got the fish. It says a fish here. That's not really a fish, right? We see this fishing rod pop in. That's not a fishing rod. We see the hook and the bait. That's not a hook and a bait. And there we go. This is my objective, to make it clear, right? This is much more clear, a much more streamlined path, right? We got me right here, or you, anybody that's confused. Then we got the fishing rod. We've got the hook and the bait. Then we've got the fish. This is much more easy to understand. You, fishing rod, hook and a bait. Then we've got the fish. All right, so the fisher, that's you. That's me. That's anybody that doesn't understand marketing, right? I understand marketing, so it's not me per se, but I just want you to see that. The fisher, that's real estate agents, real estate investors, real estate entrepreneurs. The fishing rod, this is the medium. This is the method to generating your leads. Like, what are you going to use? Are you going to use Facebook ads? Are you going to use digital marketing, online marketing, direct mail, cold calling? What are you going to do? Even word of mouth, right? What are you going to do to generate those leads? This is your strategy, and this will be your fishing rod, right? This is your tool. What are you going to do to get the leads? This is the media. This is the medium. How are you going to generate these leads? Next, we've got the hook and the bait. The hook and the bait is value, right? What are we going to give to the customer or the prospect that's valuable to them, right? And one thing I always like to point out is that value is subjective. People value things in different ways. Value is subjective to the individual. This is why it's important to understand who your prospect is in marketing, right? So value to a baby boomer is different than a millennial, as an example, right? So someone like me, I'm a millennial. Some value to me would be like, how can you get me to the finish line as soon as possible? Whereas somebody that's maybe older, they want care and they want to take it slow. They want to understand every step of the way, right? So value is subjective. Different people will value different things in different ways, right? And that helps emphasize that you can't serve and please everyone. How you can be content, right? So one of the strategies that I'm really excited about lately that I'm teaching my students and my clients is content marketing. And more specifically, we're teaching like book marketing. right? Like how can we create a product, right? And we're using this book marketing so it can cut like advertising costs. Like how can we use this product to cut our advertising costs and also provide value to our customer or prospect, right? How can I get my leads going? I can use this content, right? Value is also a lead magnet, right? So you can have some kind of checklist or home evaluation report or how to avoid foreclosure. Lead magnet. This is all value. Next, sometimes I participate in a real estate mastermind every Friday, and it's an exchange meeting, and people always ask, "Why would you do that?" And they ask that because they don't understand that sometimes value is just the person. Sometimes value is just the relationship. Sometimes value is just because I want to. And it may not be logical. It doesn't have to be logical, but value is sometimes it's just that, right? I really like Jerome, and that's why I'm doing this deal with him, right? I really don't like Jerome, so that's why I'm doing this a deal with someone else, right? Value is subjective. It's subjective. All right, so now this is the fish. This is like who your audience. This who your audience is. These are the leads, right? Home buyers, pre-foreclosure, prospects, home sellers, tax delinquent folks, right? This is the audience. These are the leads. It's the people. Uh, One thing I want you to understand is that not all of them will stick around, right? So depending on your bait, right, was subjective. Some will take it, some won't, right? And some just may not be ready for it. Sometimes when they're fishing, when people are fishing, a fish sees that bait and they say, you know what, I don't want that. I'm not ready for it. I don't want it. So I'm going to float away. I'm going to swim away because I'm not interested in that right now. And that bait could be there for a couple of days. Another fish can come take it. Thank you. Or that fish can come back a couple of days later and say, you know what? I'm actually pretty hungry. I'm going to take that bait right now. So just understand that not all will stick around, and you only need 2 to 3%. You only need 2 to 3%. So if you do, for an example, for easy math, 100 leads, you only need 2, 3. You really only need one lead, right? To get things going. So the average conversion rate for lead generation is between 0.4 to 1.2%. So that's directly from National Association of Realtors. Now, learn to fish. The implementation, right? The implementation is the most understanding is important. Knowing why is important. Knowing what to do is important. But if you don't do it, this won't work. So the implementation is more important than anything, right? It is the most important action item. Like go implement, right? And I see this, right? 80/20. There are plenty of people that don't understand something, but they go out and they take the action and they have success, right? And then you have, on the other hand, you have people that want to understand everything. They understand everything to the fullest extent, but they never take action. Guess who's doing better? The people that are implementing without even understanding, right? So it is vital, it's absolutely essential that we go out and we implement these things into our business, right? So you have to go out, you have to go fish. How do you implement? You go out and you apply, right? You apply these concepts. What are the things that we're talking about? You go apply them, right? If we're talking about video marketing and you need to create a video ad, go out and create a video ad, right? Go out, take out your phone, create that video as an example. Don't sit back with analysis paralysis. Go and apply it. Practice. Make sure you practice. So you're not going to get everything right every single time. Go practice. Nobody is good overnight. You have to practice. So the more you practice, apply, and implement, the better you will be. Uh, Next, you can apply this to any ocean, as I like to say, right? So we're learning about real estate leads specifically, but you can apply this to other businesses as well, right? You might have you're likely an entrepreneurial mind, and you probably have multiple businesses or multiple ideas. You can apply these businesses and these ideas to any of those oceans, any of those concepts, right? And then next, what you want to do is like maybe you learn the fundamentals and the basics, but you can teach and you can train this to others, right? You can train others. All right. So fishing for leads, simplifying marketing and lead generation. Here we go. So you need a fisher, and typically that's you, the real estate entrepreneur. Next, right? We're using fish analogy. So the container, the bucket, the tank, that is your CRM and your database, right? We are using analogies like once you start catching these fish, once you start catching these leads, where are you going to put them, right? You likely need to put them in some kind of database, right? And that serves as your tank, your container, your bucket, right? So we took them out the deep ocean or the deep lake, and we need to put them on a more confined container, right? That's our database. That's our Excel spreadsheet. That's our notebook. If you're writing stuff down, right? You're going to put them there in your CRM or your database, your list, whatever it is. That's where you're going to put them, because you're going to need to follow up with them eventually, right? Then your marketing, that's your fishing rod, is your net. Your fishing net is your hands. This is the media, right? We talked about that a little bit earlier. How are you going to grasp and capture them? Then the content. The content is the hook and the bait, right? The lead magnet is the hook and the bait. You can be the hook and the bait, right? We talked about that value is subjective. So these are things that you need. And then we talked about this already, the platform, where, the ocean, the lake, the pond, right? Where are you going fishing at, right? Is it Facebook? Is it YouTube? Is it direct mail, right? The pond, right? That's where you going fishing. So feeding your fish, right? The fish tank. This is your CRM or your database, right? Don't expect to eat right away, right? Don't expect the fish to eat right away. You got to provide them value. You got to nurture them, right? So once you capture them, it's time to nurture them, right? Don't eat your fish right away. Oh, hey, come do business with me. You have to nurture your fish. The way you nurture them is by providing value. And we already talked about this. Value is subjective, right? So you're going to have to figure out what value is to that customer or that prospect. What kind of bait does this fish like? And you provide them with that bait. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy and don't get impatient, right? You're going to have to feed these fish so they can grow into a healthy size. So you can eat these fish, right? So you can do that deal. Fatten them up with value, right? Hey, I really like those videos you're posting. Okay, excellent. I'm going to send you more. Hey, I really like those newsletters you're sending to me in the mail. Okay, awesome. I'll send you more, right? Fatten up your fish with value. And remember, your fish are your leads. They are your prospects, right? Fishing tools, the fishing rod, the fishing net, your hands. You got to capture these fish. Where are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Marketing, that could be online or offline. Online includes digital marketing, social media. Offline includes direct mail and door knocking, right? So, what are you going to use to capture the attention of these fish, right? You need bait, but in order to get the bait in the water, you need some kind of fishing rod. You need some kind of fishing net. You need some kind of tool to send them the bait. And in our instance, as real estate professionals, that tool can be social media. It can be digital marketing. It can be direct mail. It can be door knocking. It can be word of mouth. There can be many things that we can utilize to get our message out. Hook and the bait. This is content, social media. It's your lead magnet, right? Value is subjective. We talked about this. I don't want to belabor the point, but understand that different people will value different things according to what they like, right? Value could also be content. It could also be information. Value can be media, right? Value can be you, right? So this is your hook and your bait. You provide these things to people and they will appreciate it, right? This is how, like I said in the prior slide, this is how you fatten up your fish. Then, so I said value can be you. Video is so vital. It's so important. Video will help you communicate your message. It will help you communicate your body language, etc. Right? So one of the best ways to deliver your personality is by using video. All right, so this is how we generally feel, right? We know what to do, but it's like there are so many options, right? That's how we are as marketers. So imagine your customers and your prospects, right? You went to school, or you took some kind of real estate education, real estate investing education. You learned all this information. And you're ready to share it, right? So many hooks, so many options. Well, how can you make your messaging stand out, right? We talked about video as an option, right? Well, there are different ways you can do that. One is be different and be unique. If you pay attention to these hooks, which one stands out more, right? This one here, because there's bait on this one, right? So why would I go for these hooks when this one has some bait on it, right? This one is providing more value than these ones, right? You don't want to be like everyone else. Be unique and be different. Specialize. That's a way that you can provide value to people, right? You can specialize in probate. You can specialize in new construction. You can specialize in tax delinquent. You can specialize in short sales. So that's one way that you're going to separate yourself, by specializing. Don't be afraid to specialize. Provide value, and you'll never know exactly. That's why it's important to put out different content, to put out different options, and that's why it's important to experiment and test things, right? And give good bait anyway. That means even if you're not getting anything, keep 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 doing it, right? Keep doing it. Keep giving out good bait, because remember, like I said earlier, sometimes they just might not be ready for that bait, and they may come back a little bit later. And if they do come back later, the bait is there for them to take. So where to fish? Pick a platform. This can be a lake, ocean, pond. What that means is, in this instance, we're using social media. So that could be Facebook, it could be Meta, Instagram, they can be Google and YouTube. It could be TikTok, Microsoft, Bing. It could be LinkedIn. It could be direct mail. There are many options. Pick one option. Pick a platform. Right. In many cases, I suggest that you start with Facebook, because you can get results near immediately, right? And I would ideally like you to employ some kind of video marketing so you can get that value immediately, right? Uh, there are different people that go down different paths here. Some people do Google and YouTube. Some people do SEO. Some people go to TikTok. All of these things work, right? They all work. You just have to uh, apply the strategies that you're learning. Next, go fish. Actually fishing, right? Actually fishing. There's an 87% failure rate amongst licensed real estate professionals, right? Licensed real estate agents. Less than 10% of people actually implement. So that absolutely makes sense, right? 87%, you got about 13% left. So it's less than 10% of people implementing. Avoid analysis paralysis, right? Don't worry, don't try to be perfect. Go out there and implement. And I want you to understand that marketing is a process or an activity, right? Lead generation as well. You can't do these things one time and expect success. We're running a business. We're running a business, so this stuff has to be constant. It has to be a constant process, and it has to be a consistent process. So make sure you're consistent, make sure you practice, and make sure you implement, right? Things don't have to be perfect, but the more you practice, the more you implement, the better they will become. And vital is absolutely essential. Nothing happens without action and implementation. Thus, I say to you, don't overthink. I'd rather you overact, right? I'd rather you go out there, implement, and do things more than overthink, right? Because inaction will get you nowhere. Taking some kind of action will get you somewhere, and you can adjust along the way, right? And oftentimes people see those that are taking action, they want to help them, right? So there was a woman that posted a video recently, and I said, hey, her name was Carla. I said, hey, Carla, here's a suggestion for you, because I saw her out there already taking action, right? I can see her checkpoint where she got. This is what she did. This is the video that she posted, and now here's a way that she can make her video and her content a little bit better, right? And I made that suggestion based off what she was doing. I can't make suggestions based off the things that are in your mind and in your head, right? So take action. Don't overthink. Keep fishing, keep testing, keep throwing things out there, keep throwing the hooks out there, keep testing, keep going, right? We in this industry, it's important that we understand that these leads, right? We're spending hundreds of dollars, or we're spending our time. These transactions are worth thousands of dollars, right? We're in one of the most healthy industries, one of the most profitable industries, but it can't be profitable if you're not out there taking the necessary action steps. And keep in mind, serve others, right? You're here to provide value and serve others. You're here to serve others. This is not about you, right? A lot of times people say, I don't want to do this. That's not for me. I don't know. Right? There's a lot of I words. It's not really about us. It's about our customer and our prospect, right? You might not like it, but your customer, your prospect likes it, right? And we're in business to serve others, not ourselves. We get a benefit at, for serving others, but we're not here to serve ourselves. Don't expect to get a fish every time. This stuff doesn't work most of the time. In fact, it works a minority of the time, but that minority of the time will have you very successful, right? All right, so that is my quick mini demonstration on fishing for leads. My name is Jerome Lewis. If you want to get in contact with me, this is my contact information here. That is my cell phone. If you call me, I absolutely will not answer. Right? You have to send us a text message if you want to consult with me or get some input or information. Text first, and we can schedule some kind of call. Right? Typically, the calls are paid because I give out a lot of free resources. I give out a lot of resources for people to access. So it'll likely be a paid call. Next, that is my email address. If you want to message me, I manage that email as well as my team. There you go. Just email me there. If you want to learn more about me personally, you can visit my website, jeromelewis.com. And for those interested, we have that do-it-yourself course. You can visit that link. Here's the course again. If you are interested, all you have to do is scan that QR code or visit the link that you see here. If you are one of my students, all you have to do is click on that link and it'll take you out to that course. All right, with that, we're going to take a quick 30-second break and then we'll be right back.